like education on recycling. There isn't really a lot of education going on, and that's the first point of our plan, is to educate people. We all see in the symbol, you know, reuse, recycle, reduce.
Yeah.
But what's it actually mean? Have you ever been educated on that?
Yeah, but because Youngstown's Green Goddess Jennifer Jones from Green
Right.
Youngstown comes in. But
Yeah.
again, and I know they go out to schools, but it's
Yeah.
a small team
Right.
trying to get.
Exactly.
And I worry about, and I know, I love her. I know they do a tremendous job within the city
Yeah.
and for surrounding areas. But it's people my age that, again, I don't want to sound. I wonder with all the recycling that I put out, and
Yeah.
there's 2 humans and a number of animals that live in
Yeah.
there, and they don't use a lot of recycling.
Right.
I'm shocked at what we put out every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I really am. It's like
No.
bin after bin.
Absolutely. You put more recycling stuff out than normal garbage if you would do it.
Yeah, if you
You know,
do,
that there's and I agree, but
So the education.
education number one, and the thing is, I've been researching it back, since I've been back here in Youngstown. Tucson, Arizona, they have classes, okay? Classes for grade school and high school in social sciences or normal sciences as a sustainability program, because
Actual mandatory part of the curriculum. You mean? Wow.
part of the curriculum. And I'm starting to drum that now here, because right now we don't really have a problem, but we could have a problem with our landfills. We've taken garbage in from other states
Right.
to make money, so it's going to be a problem. But, people need to know, could I recycle a boot? Could I recycle, a lot of people have no idea other than, when it's said, or even how long things biodegrade.
Right, or what the symbols,
Exactly.
what the numbers mean.
Exactly. So I'm drumming that right now, and that's point number one on a 4-point
Okay.
plan, is education, and it should be part of the curriculum, because nowadays it is sustainability. You throw away plastics or whatever, and you're throwing away energy, you're throwing away money, and that could go back into our local economy.
Yeah.
And people don't get that yet. But so that's number one. But number two is legislation on the 4-point plan, because we really don't have strict legislation, do we, on recycling? I mean, some of the bigger cities do. But you could have a recycling bin, or you don't have to have. There's nothing mandatory, and there's going to have to be some changes on legislation and our, outlook on our sustainability of recycling.
I mean, I remember, when you took bottles for deposit.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
I remember.
Yeah.
I mean, you took, soda bottles.
Yeah,
back to the
Pepsi
store
bottles.
for whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, think of all the glass. I mean,
Absolutely.
Beer bottles, beer can.
Yeah. Well, that brings me back to that point as well, where, right now recycling is a chore. I have to put it in a separate bin, or I have to put the plastics here in the aluminum. But back then, I mean, it was money.
That's right.
And
That's right. You
exactly.
No way you were throwing away a bottle.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't remember how much it was, what you got
It's like
back.
10 cents or whatever.
But that was when gas was a quarter a gallon. So
Right.
it's all relative. If
Absolutely.
you could take, so if it was 10 cents, if you could take 3 bottles,
Right.
and put a gallon, if you took 3 bottles back then and could put a gallon of gas in your car, all of a sudden
Yeah.
it's real money. Back then, 10 cents was real money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know, Louis, I
I
know exactly what you mean. And I'm glad you brought it up, because that's part of my point, with recycling being a chore, educating people. But one of the problems I found since I've been back here as well is like, I love South Side Recycling. They're doing a great job, and they are promoting themselves well. But, for looking at waste where, like interstate shredding or South Side Recycling, a lot of it's the metals, but there's no real facility to take the plastics, the cardboards, where people could, there's no facility here. And even on a grand scale, we would be able to, put money into the economy if we got together and actually had some kind of facility where, it's easier for people to recycle and make money. Businesses, local businesses, because one of the things I did want to talk about before we went on to the other points as well is I saved businesses money, because I got my round. I took the cardboard and plastic, instead of having 5 dumpsters, they went down to 3. So they reduced their cost,
Sure.
right?
That's right,
But
yeah.
a lot of the things that are happening in the UK and over in Europe, where they're far from us, is like Sweden incinerates all their trash. They have a zero waste policy. I mean, we got a long way to go from there, but they use it to enter, electricity for their city, right? And they're not pumping out pollution.
Yeah, they've got
Right.
a method to.
Yeah. But the businesses over there now, it's getting to the point where, they're getting rebates. They're getting rebates on their collection of plastics, oils, aluminums, and cardboard. So as a business here in Youngstown, when you're struggling, for your costs and et cetera, what would it be like for you to have someone pick it up and then give you money back for that waste?
Yeah, it'd be great.
And that's where they are at the UK right now. And that's part of the vision I'm trying to set.
Joe, I like that because the idea of making it valuable and making
Yeah.
that, that cardboard that you might just throw
Yeah.
away
Yeah.
and goes to a landfill, takes up space in a landfill.
Exactly.
If you start seeing it as money, you're not gonna.
No, you
throw it
won't.
away.
And say you have ants in a hospice, if you look at, you could actually take that cardboard, recycle it, and donate to
To hospital, yeah,
Yeah.
I love that.
You know,
And make
so-
a donation in your name. From
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's the vision. But part of the World's Ocean Day, the 4-point plan, the third thing is I think that we should take the plastic industry to task. They never educated us that, these plastics will be around for 600 years. Have they educated us on,
No.
the proper disposal of these products?
Keep pumping them out.
Yeah, and about 93% of kids from age 6 up have traces of plastics in them
And there's yeah.
in their system.
Yeah.
And you're like, what?
That freaks
what?
me out,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the fourth point is why aren't we developing another product, sustainable, biodegradable, just as, because we're killing ourselves with plastics, and that's the bottom line. But if we find a product that, I know that they used calcium things back in the past, and they were sustainable, they were just as durable as plastics, but they were biodegradable. So why aren't we doing that? So that's the 4-point plan for World Ocean Day, is educate, legislate, take the industry to task for not educating us, and then let's find a product that we're not killing our oceans or ourselves.
Yeah, when you see those, again, I get that image of the sea turtle with the rings. I'm obsessive about those rings. If I
Yeah.
think those rings are, I cut them. That's the least someone should do, and then I put them in recycling.
Yeah.
But I cut them because I'm always worried about a bird getting it around its neck. Or,
Yeah.
obsessed about stuff like that.
I agree. And one of the things
those
that
are just horrific. Pictures
they
that
are.
bother me.
But see, like your recycled shoes, people are starting to get the hint now because there's a brewery down in Florida that made edible rings. So the fish could eat them and they're not plastic or they
Yeah,
biodegrade.
that's great. Yeah.
So people.
That's great.
Yeah, it
And I
is.
know somebody came up with forks and spoons. Instead of plastic,
Right.
they biodegrade. You can eat them or something. I
Yeah.
don't know. I saw that. But that's what we need to be focused on.
That's the way
because of
forward.
waste.
Yeah, that's definitely the way forward. And like for some of the things that I put, like my website is GWE
Okay. GWE.com.
2011.org. And if anyone wants to contact me, about the oceans
Go
or
to
the
the
4-point plan,
GWE
2011.org.
I'll get that up.
All right, cool.
You're a fascinating guy. You'll come back and we'll do this again.
Sounds good, Louis. It's
That'll be
always,
great.
it's
That'll be
always a
great.
pleasure, my man.
Thank you, man.
Thank
Thanks.
you.